I'm gonna get a real camera with my taxes because I like recording on my phone. It's pretty convenient, but sometimes this like file transfer thing between my Android phone and my like Apple computer is a literal nightmare. So I definitely don't want an Apple phone. No offense to Apple phone users. I really like my Android. And like everything I need for it's free. And that's really not the case for a lot of Apple products. No shade. I'm just saying. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. And welcome if you're new here. If you don't know me, my name is Jackie. I'm the owner of the crochet business called Works of Whimsy Crochet. I am on Etsy, where I sell finished makes and patterns. I'm on my own website, where currently I'm only selling patterns, but I'm in the process of transferring that all over. That's not fun. It's not fun. It's something I have to do, but it's like really bottom of the tier, like fun things, you know, bottom tier. Not good, but I'm working on it. And I'm going to have like everything ready to go for Amigurumi, I promise. So what else do I do? Oh, I do in-person markets where I sell finished makes. And yeah, so because of that, I spend a lot of time crocheting, and I want to do the like everything I crocheted this month videos all year. So I can hopefully like put them into a compilation for like the end of the year, because a lot of people did that have crochet YouTubes, and I wasn't able to do that because I don't document a lot of my stuff, which is really funny because I've like built a YouTube channel off of like sharing my crochet business, but I don't share everything, and it's wasted content, honestly, because I should be sharing everything. But now that we're like 2 whole minutes into this video and I've said nothing that you guys probably care about, let's go over everything I crocheted. No, this is part market prep, part custom orders through my Etsy, and part just a little bit for funsies. So yeah, keep that in mind. And I'll explain to you like a little bit about like what's what for what I've made. So the first thing I made are these emotional support pickles. There's one in this picture, but I made 5 total. One was for an order, and then the other 4 were for market prep. These are something I started stocking like right at the end of the year last year, but they've done really well. And I guess I'll scoot over so I could put the pictures right here. The next thing I made was this baby hippo. I'm not sure if I like the eyes. I embroidered them on because I have usually at least one person at almost every market ask me if I have anything with embroidered eyes, because I have a sign that basically says like safety eyes aren't necessarily safe for kids. So if your kid is under 3, probably don't. So, you know, usually I'll get at least one person to ask, and I just don't carry things with embroidered eyes at my markets, mostly because I don't think it looks as good. And that is definitely like a me problem, because I've seen like really good embroidered eyes and I just don't have that skill set. So that is like on the list of goals to start doing, just so I can start developing those skills. The next thing I made was this Woobles head wig. The head wig's from Harry Potter. I used a Woobles kit to make this. It was cool. It was fun. I've got the whole Harry Potter collection now. I finally just got my Harry Potter kit from the Woobles that I ordered beginning of January, and I got it at the end of January. So it took a full month to ship something from North Carolina to Florida. So that wasn't great. My troubles with that was kind of detailed in my review, which you can watch right here. And then I took off some points for the fact that it's kind of pricey. But all in all, I did have a good time. And you can see my crochet with me where I made this in this video right here. But yeah, it was cool. And I'm happy to have the whole collection. And I finally have the other Harry Potter kit, so I feel okay giving like the original one I had away, because like I had got the Woobles kit, and then I thought like, hey, this might be a cool giveaway. I know, I'm excited. So I ordered another one. In the meantime, I opened like what I had, of course, to see. I haven't made anything from the kits other than like I made a head wig, but I bought it separate. It wasn't like the full kit. And I don't know if they come in full kits when you order them in full kits. That's a good question. I ended up ordering everything separate because I got everything over like different times. It's a whole thing. Anywho, what am I saying? But yeah, I wanted to make sure I had the replacement Harry Potter before I gave the original Harry Potter away. And now I have it, so I'm going to give the original Harry Potter away in my giveaway, which I'm doing at some point. So make sure you're subscribed, because that's going to be like, you know, rule number 1 for winning the giveaway is to be subscribed. So I know I'm definitely giving the Harry Potter kit. I'm definitely giving somebody all my patterns, and maybe multiple people. and I'm more than likely giving money, though I thought I might do something else instead of money, because I've given money for the last giveaway, and then the giveaway before that was like yarn and crochet hooks and things. So I just thought maybe I'd mix it up, because I've already done the money thing, and I know money's like helpful, but I don't know. I just think there might be other fun things. So yeah, I don't know. I should pick it, because I'm like 200 subscribers past 2,000, but I will do it. Like, hand to God, swear on my kids, I will do it. So you guys are just waiting on the fact that I'm slow, and I didn't plan this, and I say every time I need to plan it, and just here we are. Anyway, the next thing I made was this custom schnauzer. I have no idea if this lady liked it, but I liked it. This was something that was ordered at my like last market of the year, or maybe it was second to last. Either way, it was one of those two. It's a lady that I see frequently at the Beasley Farms market, so like I'm not worried about like not seeing her again to like ask. But I just had forgot my custom order form, so I took her order by jotting it down in a notebook, which anyone else might have thought was like kind of sketchy, because I should be more prepared than that. But she's seen me at the market before, so she knows my track record. But I just only got her name and her address. I didn't get the other contact information, like a phone number, like I normally get. Because I normally get a phone number to like update them, like, hey, it's shipped, hey, here's your tracking, all that, like I would on Etsy. But yeah, I didn't get that, so I have no way to ask her until I see her at a market again if she liked it. But I think it's pretty cute. I also made this fox. Now, I'm definitely not trying to like talk crap, but this pattern is a little bit of a mess, and that's not to say it's not okay to have errors in your patterns. I have had patterns tested that have still gone through and had like an error or two in them. It just happens. I will say for mine, usually it's a pretty small thing that does not affect the outcome of the pattern. But, you know, it's definitely possible it'll happen, because sometimes I'll be mid-sentence and forget what I'm saying. So it's super easy for me to like mess up a pattern. But if that ever happens, if you like are confused or like I messed up something in the pattern, please just message me on like Instagram or YouTube. I mean, like in the comments on YouTube, I check every comment. It might take me a minute to like respond, but like normally, but like I read them as they come in. You know what I'm saying? So like I'll read them when they come in. If it's not pressing, I'll like set it aside, and then I will like batch work where I respond to like a few comments all at the same time. If it's like a pressing matter, like somebody needs help, because I've had people need help a couple times with my pattern, or if it's like a question that I can like quickly answer that is like time sensitive, I'll like answer them. But yeah, if you ever have an issue with the pattern, like message me. I think my YouTube my email is like listed on my YouTube, so however you need to or want to get a hold of me, like I will be there. Probably not TikTok though, because sometimes I can't even remember how to open TikTok messages, and I didn't even know TikTok messages were a thing until like a month ago. So my TikTok game, super weak. But anywhere other than TikTok, I got you. But yeah, this particular pattern, a little bit of a mess. There are color change issues, like more than one big issues, where you have to frog at least around for the head eye area. And I ended up just kind of freehanding the rest of the head. So that was a little bit challenging. Not super challenging, because like once you see it start to come together, it's kind of easy enough to finish it, but it was a little bit not my favorite. So I will say, even though this pattern is linked below, please understand that if you buy it, it has errors. And that's the only reason I'm telling you, just because I know people are into foxes. And this is like a good, easy pattern, other than the fact that you have to like freehand the head a little bit. So if you have the skills to do that, great pattern. You've got the basic body shape. So now it's just like matching the color. But yeah, I just want you guys to know, because I don't want you to have to pay money for something that, considering, I feel like should be a little bit cheaper. The next thing I made was Chip the Bear. This is my pattern. I made him for Valentine's Day. I did a free tutorial of the heart, which you can see right here on my channel, but the bear is like available on my Etsy. Yeah, I think he came out super cute. I'm calling him a bear because that's what he was intended to be, but I also feel like the face, because his cheeks are so chubby, is very chipmunky, but either way, I think he's cute. The next thing I made was this leprechaun and this pot of gold. I also did a tutorial, which you can see right here on my channel, for the pot of gold. And again, the leprechaun is available on my Etsy, as is the finished make of the leprechaun, because I really like this pattern. So, you know, I thought it would be cool to sell on Etsy also, like the finished make, because I usually don't put finished makes of my patterns up, but I just was really proud of this one, I feel like. And he's been purchased like a good few times, so that's satisfying. I do get pattern purchases here and there, but this is probably my most bought pattern, so it's a winner. It's a winner. The next thing I made was this All From Jade White Octopus family. Now the babies for this pattern I'd made like 1,000 times because I stock them regularly at my markets, both a worsted weight version and a plush version of the same baby pattern. But I had never made like the mom to it, and I've always like wanted to do that, but I spent so much time market prepping because I do, you know, several markets a year. So yeah, I just took one day to crochet, mostly for fun because it was pretty time consuming, and I made the mom and the babies, and it's super cute. 10 out of 10. The next thing I made was this heart keychain. I did this for the aforementioned tutorial. It's super cute. So if you want to, you know, see me make this specific keychain, you can watch that video, or I'll have it linked in the description as well. The next things I made, I was working on this tulip and lavender pattern. The lavender tutorial is coming if it's not already up. And yeah, this was a fun one. This was a fun one. And they work up quick. I think because a lot of people crochet faster than me, I think this is like the perfect like flower combination to do flower bouquets that you could sell like actually for a profit at your next market for like around, it's probably after Valentine's Day at this point, but for around Valentine's Day, or in my case, I would have this in mind for Mother's Day. So you could give your mom flowers that won't die, and they're like cute and handmade. Like what? 10 out of 10. Or like a husband buying flowers for his wife for Mother's Day. Like I think this is like good stuff. The next thing I made, this is a picture of my leprechauns. Orla, I'm hoping she's available for purchase. I changed her hair since then because this hair I felt like was impractical for markets. But this is like an example of like trial and error. Like not every pattern I write goes to sale because she's going to be for sale, but not like this. And I would need to change her dress around. So yeah. The next thing I made were 10 different swatches for my instructor program that I'm doing. These are like homework swatches because I am in the process of becoming a certified crochet instructor. So, yep. This is a picture of when I was blocking, but not all the swatches are the same. Each one is for either like showing a new stitch or showing like increases and decreases kind of vibe. And there's like certain parameters you have to make with them. One of them I had to show a color change, but they mostly all have to be like 5 by 5 inches. But yeah, that's like a whole thing. And if you want to find out how to become a crochet instructor, if I've got that video out yet, which if not, it is coming. I'll link it right here if it's out and in the description. The next thing I made was this heart. Is this the heart I made in the video? I thought I made the other one in the video. Maybe I made this just because, which is odd if I did. But yeah, either way, I made this heart, and I made it double-stranded, so that's a strand of hot pink worsted weight yarn and like a lighter pink worsted weight yarn, and I think it came out cute. The next thing I made was this little pot of gold. This was the pot of gold I made in the tutorial that I mentioned, which, again, I'll have it linked below. I've linked it in the cards already, so I can't link it a second time, but yeah. The next thing I made was this dandelion. I know this is kind of not a great picture, but it's a cute pattern. It's like a line face, but instead of having like a line mane, it's got like flower petals, then it's got a green body, and then it's got a little tail, and there's like a white puff tail, and that's supposed to be like, you know, the dandelion that you like blow all the little like white things off of, you know? So this is cute. It was fun. That was like an impulsive pattern purchase. Someone had messaged me about wanting a dandelion made for a custom order. They didn't end up ordering. They like never got back to me, but yep, it just seemed like a fun idea. The next thing I made were these 3 cherries. I turned these into keychains. This is a handmade by Hennick pattern. I think they're super cute. They're fun. I think they're a good like Valentine's Day make. So they're not overly Valentine's Day. So it's not going to look weird if I have them in like April or May. The next thing I made was this cute little unicorn. Other than the horn, I think it was no-sew. Because I think you stitched the ears on. Oh, and I think I might have had to... I don't remember. But either way, I made this little unicorn. I was on a little bit of a unicorn kick. Because when I was done making that unicorn, I made this unicorn. This unicorn was not no-sew. But it came out super cute. And let me get a shot of the curls up. Because I'll do the face first. And then I'll do the curls. Look at all those. I could have stitched right onto it, but I didn't. And I also didn't like what the pattern said, and maybe this was like a misinterpretation, but the pattern said to sew the curls like around the horn. So to me that sounded like a horseshoe around the horn. And I thought, well, that is not very horseman like, and isn't a unicorn basically like a horse with a horn? Excuse me, rude. Hey, you're making a ruckus. So that just seemed weird, so I did mine like an actual like horse mane, and then I tried to sew the tail in like kind of like a circle cluster, just because it felt more horse-like for the unicorn. But yeah, I think it's super cute. I did not make this little penguin, but I fixed this little penguin. I think we could all see that this is a great effort, probably by somebody new to crochet. But either way, this had sentimental value to a small child. So the mother got a hold of me to ask if I could fix it because the wings were like separating from the body, which is so super common when you're first starting out to not sew things like efficiently. And the wings were just separately crocheted and then sewn on, so it's super easy fix. I think I only charged for like $10 to fix this, and it probably only took like 10 minutes, so that's not too bad. But yeah, I fixed the little wings. This is it with the wings fixed. They should definitely not come off because not only did I sew it how I normally sewed it, I also took the tails and like ran them out the back. Tails from both wings. Ran them out the back, tied them, and then like shoved them back in. So like if one starts to pull, it'll just pull the other wing in. There shouldn't really be a way for them to like come off. Just because I don't know like how hard the kid was playing. And like maybe that's what damaged the toy. But I would just guess it's just a newer person to crochet that is working on their skills. But yeah, that was for an order. I made these 3 ducks. So what had happened was I bought the snuggler version of this pattern, and I don't remember the shop name. Yes, I do. The Cozy Stitch, I think. And the snuggler version of this pattern, because I thought like, because they sell, first off, these patterns are like $7. Kind of not a fan. This one's particularly cute, so I really had to have it. But I think like $7 is pretty steep for a pattern, personally, unless it's super detailed. And maybe that's just like me being naive. I don't know. But for me, considering everything else I buy is like, you know, $1 to $5. $7 felt like a lot. And I did not want to pay more than that to buy like the pattern pack that had the snuggler and the stuffy. So I thought like I'll be slick and just like stuff the body on the snuggler and like it'll be a-okay. I did not realize the body was done in like a half double crochet, which is not necessarily great for amigurumi. It's not terrible because of like the way the stitch looks, but to stuff that, there's like the possibility for holes, whereas the single crochet is like a lot tighter. That's why like majority of amigurumis in like one stitch. So I had to like make modifications on this. But pretty much all of this is like in the original pattern, and I just changed the belly area and, you know, didn't do half double crochets and expanded it a couple of rounds, and widthwise a couple, because I also felt like that was probably going to make it wider than like a single crochet because they're taller, you know what I'm saying? So basically neck down I freehanded more or less, but like the head, the beak, the wings, and the feet are basically give or take all from the original pattern for the snuggler. All that to say, if you like this pattern, just buy the stuffy version of it. And it looks pretty similar, but I just didn't want to like sell you on somebody else's pattern and you make it and it doesn't look quite like this, because there's a reason for that. And maybe I didn't freehand it to match as well as I thought, you know, if it looks different. But to me, they look pretty similar. But yeah, I made a mallard duck version. which obviously I needed to make a mallard version because I always, when I make ducks, make a mallard version because a lot of people like mallard ducks. And then I wanted to do the blue duck just because I thought it was cute. And then from the pictures on the pattern, I really liked the cream colored duck. That is the color almond in Burnout Blanket. It's lighter than baby sand and sand. So yeah, I thought it came out cute. It's like a nice off-white kind of color. Still beige, but not quite like sand. Yeah. Anywho, the next thing I made was a crap ton of dinosaurs. And I worked on them January 30th and the 31st. This is not the end of the video. These are not in order. They're just in the order that they're in my folder. But yeah, I made all of these have like technical dino names, but I don't know them all other than like, I know a few of them. I don't remember what this guy's called. It was like Mosasaurus. I could be wrong. But I made 2 of those. I should have had them, most of them turned to the side. I don't know why I didn't think of that because most of like the cool dinosaur details are like seen from a side angle. But anyway, yeah, I made 10 dinosaurs in total. Those are patterns by Meg Makes Crochet. I got her like prehistoric dino pack or whatever it's called. There's like a little caveman with it too. I have one of those in stock, but I mean dinosaurs are pretty much a sure seller, so I made 10. And she's got no T-Rex version, but that's perfect because I have a T-Rex version. So there's like yarn behind me, so I'm gonna make 2 T-Rexes with my own pattern, which I'll have linked below for this, and then I'll have 12 dinosaurs in total. And I think I'm gonna sell them all for either 15 to 18. I normally do mine for 15, and I've done these for 20, but I guess my time has like increased because I was right at about 15 for making them time-wise, but I usually like to bump that up a little bit to account for like materials cost because I don't exactly measure yarn or stuffing or safety eyes. So time-wise 15, but to get like my materials cost, I'll probably do 18, which means I'll probably just make mine 18 as well. But I think I do that mine a little bit faster. Maybe because I like wrote the pattern, so I like know the pattern. I don't know. But yeah, that was the end of my dinos. I did 10. I'm doing 2 more now, but it's February 1st, so that'll be for my February counts. The next thing I made was also a crap ton of birds, and I guess I technically made the birds first. So I made these 2 chickens. You guys can tell I'm a homeschool mom, and if you're a homeschool mom, you get it. I've been calling this pattern designer Oaken Meadow, which is like a type of a homeschool curriculum, when it's actually Oaken Marlowe, and I'm surprised no one said anything. That cracked me up. I heard somebody else say it in a video, and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, typed in Oaken Meadow, because I'm like, did somebody like try to copy this shop? And then like the homeschool stuff came up, and I'm like, oh goodness. Anyway, so I made 2 of those. I actually made 4. Let me show you the other 2. I made them into like roosters and gave them the little red hangy waddle thing. These were for an order through my Etsy though. I have the black and white speckled one listed, but she described the black and white speckled as brown and white. So I wanted to clarify, like, hey, just so you know, that's like a black and white, and it's kind of like a gray black. It's not like super jet black. It's not brown, but I can try to like figure out a brown. And I was holding a brown parfait chunky and a white parfait chunky together to crochet this, and she liked this. I sent her like a little sample swatch. That's why that looks like that. So if you want to replicate that, because I kind of think it looks like our Wyandotte out in our yard. We have chickens, if you didn't know. One of them's called a golden laced Wyandotte, and I could be saying that completely wrong, but that's how the internet spells it. So that's how I've been saying that. But yeah, it kind of looks lacy, and ours is like black and kind of gold brown. So this kind of pattern reminded me of that. It's not like identical, but that's the vibe it gave. But then I also made, this is a pattern pack by Hero Crochet, which again I could be saying wrong, but they've got this little rooster in there. I made 2. These mallards, I also made 2. These like regular yellow chicks, which look at Jagger's face, so funny. also made 2. Yeah. So that's like 8 ducks. I think I'm doing those for 18 as well. In the past, I've done the Oak and Marlowe chicken as 15, but the bigger ones, they're not like much bigger, but the shape, they're like the same height, but like the shape on, like obviously the Oak and Marlowe like tapers in and closes off, whereas like the other ones are just kind of like not really tubey, but they're about the same width, like almost all the way up. So they take longer to make. So I think they're going to also be $18 ones because, again, consistency. I like consistency. I made this for a custom order through my Etsy. This would be a medium custom order. And I told the customer that, but she insisted on ordering my large custom order. So I actually made like a big profit on that. There's the potential that this is going to be a gift for a streamer that's got like 2 million subscribers, on more than 2 million, like more than 3 million, I think, subscribers on the YouTube, which kind of blows my mind, which I feel like I don't think it's possible, and that lady is just like a Delulu fan, but I don't know, man. So that could be really cool, just in case I film the process of me making this, because, you know, I needed to. So that was the custom order. I also, because she like insisted on like really overpaying, I like had to like remedy that for like my own self. So I included a little free gift, and this is the little free gift in there. I figured a little baby chick went with the like egg theme, and it's in a frog hat because why the heck not? So cute, right? I agree. We're coming to the end here. Made this little skein keychain. I guess I should call it a skein keychain because that rhymes better. Yeah, I'm going to be selling this pattern if I haven't mentioned it yet. So if this is new information, I guess I'll put up this pattern before I put up this video and give you the little like printable for the like skein label. But yeah, I seen this in a group and I decided to write my own pattern for it because it was super cute. So I made this just to like test it out. But yeah, that is gonna be, oh, I missed one. Just kidding, we're not at the end. Oh, I made this strawberry cow. Well, it's not a strawberry cow, it's like a Valentine's Day cow, which is a pattern by Madeline May Co. It worked out perfect. I had been like organizing my yarn, thinking I have a lot of that dark pink color, and thinking I need to like figure out what I'm gonna make because I have a lot of that dark pink color. And then she happened to, oh, and this is why I was crazy. I was also thinking earlier that day that I need to get on making cows because my first market of the season is a hoedown. Girls' Night Out hoedown. It's Florida. That's all I got to say. Let me see if I can tell the story without saying every other word. It just happened to work out perfect that mere hours later, I seen Madeline May Co., which I didn't even know was Madeline May Co., post a picture of a cow in that exact hot pink in a Facebook group I'm in. So I like scrolled through the comments and everybody was like, well, not everybody, but a couple people had asked for the pattern. And then I realized that it was like Madeline May Co., so I had to respond and be like, I need the pattern, like expeditiously. Also, I'm a fan. And I was literally, and this is why it's also even like nutser. And I wish I could tell this story for me better because this was like a big thing for me. And I'm sorry, it's so boring, but this is my life. It's pretty low-key. But not so. I was also literally working on her unicorn pattern, that like cool majestic unicorn, as a Madeline May Co. pattern. So I was working on her unicorn. I had been literally thinking about that yarn, and I had been thinking I need a cow. I need to make a cow. I do have other cow patterns that I've made before, and I was planning on making them, but then I seen this and it was just like so perfect. So I pretty much said those things like I need the pattern, and I was like, I'm a fan. I'm literally making a pattern of yours right now. And then she's like, it's on my Etsy. I wasn't going to announce it till tomorrow. And I was like, I'm fucking sprinting over there right now because like I need it. So I need it and I got it and I made it. And I pretty much went identical to how she made her original cow. Not the one on the pattern cover, but the one she posted. But she had used the pink bubblegum, the like brighter pink bubblegum for the light pink that I have in the hands and the feet. And the snout, but I wanted like a softer pink because I really wanted the like hot pink to stand out a little more, and the other color is pretty vibrant. But other than that, I pretty much matched it, like identical to what she had, and it came out super cute. And yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. I like her patterns. I've got a good handful. But yeah, now that is the last thing on this list. This is already a way too long video. It's going to take forever to edit. But if you'd like more crochet content, you can check out this video right here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!